Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Sheedenhelm here, coming to you today to show you step 2: make a scale drawing. All right. Hopefully, everybody has graph paper by now. I did send out that material list on Thursday of last week to make sure you have graph paper and a ruler and a pencil for step 2 of the project. If not, I did share a video last week about how to make your own graph paper using a pencil and a ruler. Well, let's get to the steps. So, step 2 of the project, you're going to be using graph paper, a pencil, and a ruler to draw the walls of your room, okay? This image right here, I don't know why it's taken so long. This shows a person using a ruler. It does not have to be this compass ruler. Graph paper and a pencil. These are the 3 things you need for this project, plus your drawing of your floor plan. All right. Make sure it's 1/4 inch graph paper because the scale you're going to use is every 1/4 inch equals 1 foot scale. Okay. So that means when you look at this drawing, every single box you have on your graph paper, even though this guy's graph paper is much smaller, should be a 1/4 inch. And that 1/4 inch will symbolize that it is a square foot. Okay, so it is 1 foot every box. Okay, for example, if the room walls are 20 feet long, you're going to draw a line that is 20 boxes long on 1/4 inch graph paper to indicate that that wall is 20 feet long. Okay, you're going to make sure all your measurements on your step 1 drawing, they're rounded up. And use thick pencil lines to draw the walls. Okay. Then our next step is we're going to draw lines for the windows, doorways, and closets, or use an eraser to make openings for the windows and doorways. For windows, doorways, etc., make sure you're using a thin line to draw windows, doorways, and closets and furniture. So I'll click on the image to show you what exactly a thin line they are talking about. So for instance, I can tell this is a wall over to a door. Here's a wall. This is a thin line. It looks like it is a closet. Here's another door. Make sure your door symbols look like this in your drawing. I can tell this door is 3 feet wide based off of how many little squares are here, since the scale is 1 square equals 1 foot. Okay, because these are 1/4 inch squares. And it's also 2 feet from the edge of the corner of the room. Okay, here's a wall. Here's a window with a thin line. Here's a window with a thin line. And they are actually in their correct positions of this person's room. Okay, I can tell this window is 2 feet from the edge of this corner based off of how many squares are in between it. So there's 1, 2 feet. And then we have a 3 foot wide window. And it looks like there's a desk. Okay. I'm going to go back. Next up, we already covered this one. Very important. We need to draw dimension lines for all the important measurements in the room. Use very thin, straight lines for dimension lines. Okay, I'm going to click on this dimension lines link. And this explains how to create a dimension line. Okay, so for instance, we're going to draw short parallel lines away from what you want to dimension. These are the small parallel lines of the inside corners of this room. Okay, they're located right here and here. Those are the short parallel lines they're talking about. Next up, you're going to draw a perpendicular line in between the parallel lines. Okay, see how they added this little arrow here and an arrow here? This is the line they're talking about. This is the parallel line. And they left a little spot in the middle to write down the dimension of the measurement, okay? Right here, 22. They didn't label it though. Make sure you label all your dimensions. All right. So here is this person's room with dimension lines. I can tell this is a 16-foot wall. You need to add any important dimensions. For instance, from the corner of the room over to the opening of the window, it's 2 feet. That's an important dimension, okay? This is an important dimension. It shows me this is a 3-foot wide window. And then there's a 10-foot gap of wall with a 3-foot wide window with another 2 feet to the corner. All right. And then I would even add one more dimension up here that states the overall length of this room. And you need to add dimensions for all the walls, doorways, closets, furniture. And last but not least, you're going to indicate the scale used. Okay. Include a key which tells what the floor plan's different lines and shapes are. So this is the scale that's used. Every quarter of an inch equals 1 foot. Or you could put every box in your graph paper equals 1 foot. And then they added a key, okay? So thick lines equals a wall. Skinny lines equals windows. This swinging line equals a door. This shape equals a closet, and this shape equals a desk. Okay, you need to have a key for your room. Do we understand? All right, understand what a key is and what the scale is of your project. And that's it for step number 2. Okay, I do want to mention step 2 will be turned in on Wednesday, and you will have a short quiz on Wednesday as well over some of the terms we have learned throughout this project. Okay, so be ready for that. And then step 3 of the project starts on Thursday. That's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, email me, send me a message through Schoology. That's it. Thank you guys.